Okay, so previously I told you about the part, welcome back to part 62, and this part 63 is where I'm going to be reading Gabby Make Lemore. Gabby Make Lemore, which is part 63. This is part 62 right now, so yeah. Alright, I'm going to finish all the CO, the Children of Blood and Bone final project. Alright, anyways, resources option. Create a book trailer for the Children of Blood and Bone. Your trailer should get a viewer interested in the reading the book. You should provide a brief summary of the plot without spoiling the ending. You should introduce your viewers to the main characters and then leave the viewer wanting to know more. Your video should at least 90 seconds long. Concerns areas that need work versus a select area. The book trailer contains a brief summary of a novel. The book trailer does not spoil the ending of a novel. Trailer introduces the main character and leaves the viewer interested in what will happen to the main character. The trailer leaves the viewer wanting more. Tools for this project. Use the video option on its learning to record your own video. Make an animated trailer, or you can make a different trailer on YouTube. You can use all those. Tools for all options. You can spell right. Resources option part 4. Create some artwork that shows the progression of main events in the history. Your pieces of art should tell the whole history, highlighting the big events and turning points. You can create something by hand or digitally. You should also include a paragraph or explanation about the art you create and how it tells the whole story without words. Our piece is comprehensive of the whole novel. Our piece highlights the big events throughout the novel. Our pieces highlights turning points in the novel. Paragraph fully explains the art. Our piece is clean, colorful, and purposeful, and shows real effort. You can click on one of those. I usually use pixel art if I was doing the art project. And you can use artwork by inspired by books, or you can use the tools. Resources option part 5. Create an infographic about African mythology. Your infographic should contain at least 15 pieces of distinct information. You should include at least 3 visual elements, pictures, graphs, tables, and etc. You will also need to create a work city page to show where your information came from. Infographic is comprehensive of African mythology. You can have any standards for this performance. Infographic contains 15 pieces of distinct information. Infographic contains at least 3 visual elements. A complete and correct works city is attached to the infographic. Option tools and resources and tools for all options. Part 6. Write the next chapter of a novel. You should write in a style similar to Tony Adeyemi, and it should be for Zali, Amari, or Zane's perspective. Your chapter should be at least 2 pages long and should contain an ending. Not leave the reader hanging. Grading rubric is actually chapters written in a style similar to Tony Adeyemi, or chapters told from Zali to Amari or Zane's perspective. Chapter contains the ending and does not leave the reader hanging. Chapter is at least 2 pages long and follows grammar and spelling conventions. Use the speech to text feature and rewrite or Google to speak your story, if you feel like it. You can use resources as well. Okay, that's about it. Let's go over with Tamara Kyle. Can you tell us about your favorite teachers or people that really impact you time at North? Sure, absolutely. The people that influenced me the most, I have come away as thinking about the most. Number one is Shirley Lister. I adored her. She was the English department chair, and I took her modern lit class, and but it was all for all the smart people, and I was probably the lowest achieving student she probably ever had. I don't think that anybody could have appreciated her more. The things that she taught us and the interpretations of all the assignments. I don't know that I got high marks, but she got high marks with me because I just loved learning from her, and I still adore her today. I get down together with her and book study to this day. The other person I would love to go down for history, I gave Accolades, is Coach George. My biggest my biggest extracurricular and the thing that I enjoy most, it was basketball. At the time, high school was only 3 years, so it's a sophomore, junior, and a senior, but no freshman. Yeah, the high school was pretty old, so they didn't put any freshmen here. So I mean, like high school, the old high school was supposed to have a freshman. I mean, like there was supposed to be like I hate to be offended, but like back in the old days, are they supposed to have like four different grades instead of just three? Because freshmen, how are they gonna get an education without freshmen? Most guys are just say, how are you gonna get an education without freshmen? You can't have a freshman in middle school. That doesn't make sense, lady. All right. So my sophomore year and a junior year, and I played and loved it. It was my life. I know Coach George liked me and enjoyed me, and when it came time my senior year to have tryouts, we're ending tryout time, and she came to me just candidly and felt I felt like she cared about me and said, "Listen, Tammy, I'm not gonna cut you, but I really need to for Tasha Blue to get more playing time. So you're probably not gonna play. I just want you to know that." And I thanked her very much, and I was able to decide for myself how I wanted to spend my time, and I choose to get a job. Then my senior year, and worked for my whole senior year, but I have never forgotten that. And now as an adult, as watching my kids grow up and watching other kids and coaches that are as candid and compassionate, I felt that that was a very compassionate thing for her to do, to let me know that what she saw was a future in coach. Some coaches don't do that with kids. They just waste their time a bit. So thank you, Coach George. I'll adore you forever and always think of that fondly. So those were my favorite. I love Dennis Lindsay, gosh, and his Cowboy Woods, and he was one of my favorites. I had Mr. Cummings in drafting, and I thought I was going to be an architect. That's what I wanted to do, and I took this drafting class. Was the only girl in it, and I stunk really bad, and I loved him. He was a doll, anyways. What's the one of our teachers here? Did you do like any stud abroad or anything for school or any classes? Thank you. Yes, I did. It was in no way called studying abroad. That was not even invented yet. But the Spanish class, Gene Fodenauer was our Spanish teacher, and he put together a trip to Mexico every spring break. And so the timing was perfect, but I would get to go. We did smidge bit of fundraising. There was no GoFundMe. There was no formal fundraising real for it. These are all things that have been invested since 1980, but we did all kinds of preparation. We met for months, and I think it was every Sunday night to learn the language. Then the next meeting will be to learn the currency and to learn the customs and the culture. And we did so much prep for 1 week that we spent. And it was the most wonderful time in my life. It's where I love photography, and I think I'm gonna know a little bit of taking a lot of pictures, and that's where I started. My parents at Christmas bought me a camera to take pictures on that trip to Mexico, and ever since I've taken pictures. Pardon me. I brought my photo album that shows all the people that went. We bonded. It was a family. So much culture was experienced in that 1 week. I absolutely loved it. In the end, this is where I'll end that story. Dr. Fodenauer. We end up on the beaches with Acapulco, and that's back when that was a place to go. I mean, it was a rich and famous place to go. You don't even hear about it anymore, really. But we were on the beaches and we heard some shouting at some people who sounded in distress. They are a couple of women who has been sucked into the water in the undertale and cannot swim. And so our teacher rescued some woman right before her eyes. So that was pretty fun, pretty fantastic, and punctuation mark on a lot of learning. So I have an order to thank you that. Was there a rivalry? Oh my goodness, a rivalry. Yes, absolutely, and it was so bittersweet for me because I came out of Southside. You girls may or may not know, but Southside was a junior high in its beginning. It was not in a military school. It was not in a military school. So there was North Side for you know, part of the kids. There was Central for of another part of kids. Then South Side and all the North Side kids went to North, and the Central kids went to East. If I went to East, then that would be fine. Cause I'm not sure how well I would like. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a story about my life in general, which is the. I'm gonna tell you that day. Probably around like May, probably around like May 20s. Um, okay, so May 20s is that during in my resource and Mrs. Hillicords, my social studies teacher, and uh, what we do around there is we learn a lot of the world info. We just learn a lot of info about the world. We just learn about worlds of about places about where places go or something like that. Okay, so um, okay, so like recently I got called down to see my speech, which is Mrs. Finke, you know, Miss Elizabeth Finke. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you, she doesn't like me very much. I do not know why, because she doesn't really like she doesn't like the way that I got in trouble recently because, and I have a lot of stories for December of 2016, which is the end of semester. I think it was like December 19th, like of 2016, but we're focusing on the May of 2018. Okay, so I think it's like May 21st. Um, yeah, Miss Beth doesn't really like me very much because she doesn't think that I'm mature. She would always say that she'll sometimes say, "Quentin, you need to grow up, bud." Or she'll just say that she's like, "Quentin, grow up. You're not a kid anymore. You're grown up." Okay? And I was like, "Yeah, I know that." I'm like, and she goes off at me. She'll just tell me like, say okay, Mrs. Finky. She's like really strict. I didn't like her. She was kind of a pain in the butt to me, but I don't even see her very often. I didn't even see her very often at Central though. I didn't. And I didn't even go. I usually go whenever I feel like it. Because I don't even know why I'm in speech. I do not know why. I don't even know why they added me there. And I don't even know why they added me to that library place that I don't know, it's my resource, I guess. I mean, we did a lot of crop in Central, and I was breaking some rules that I didn't even know. Like, I'll finish the story after I tell you my story. So, recently, um, okay, so back in 20 early of 2018, I used to film people at school. I used to film and vlog. I used to film people for a vlog if they want to be in my video. I currently asked them if they want to be in my video, and they were like, "I guess I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do to it, but people really sound nervous when I film around them. That makes me feel like I was like, oh no, I probably shouldn't do this. I was like, why am I doing this? My fams probably want I just I my fans probably want me to do it, so I don't know. My fans probably want me to do them. I don't know why they want me to do that. Yeah, I hated Central because Central was not. Um, it was early of 2016. I have a lot of stories about Central, guys. I'm not gonna lie. So, excuse me. Like okay. So continuing to Mrs. Beth. Okay. So Mrs. Beth is um, she has been teaching speech since she goes to Schmidt Elementary School, which is I go through. I used to go to first grade to sixth grade. Um, when my atmosphere was at Schmidt is actually pretty good. As my friend was there, Metallica, and she's actually happy to see me again. I thought I was gonna be in Clifty again, but I don't know. I like Clifty, but I it's because I live at Arbors at Water's Edge. It's kind of hard to be at a different place or a different school that I had to go to because my we live around Arbors at Water's Edge, and we don't even, my mom doesn't even know what school to take me. I went to Parkside at well I went to daycare at ended I went let me start. Back when I was like 3 years old, back in 2006, I went to Edinburgh the daycare. They actually treat me very well. They actually like me there. In 2007, I went to a different daycare, which is um, I went to a different daycare to let me have fun because my parents have to work all the time and I have to go to daycare all the time. And it was pretty fun. I actually liked the atmosphere. Okay, so at 5 years old, I went to Parkside, and Parkside was okay. I didn't really find it very interesting, but it was a pretty peaceful school, though. I didn't really have a problem with Parkside. I mean, it was pretty good. And at 6 years old, at 6 years old, um, yeah, 6 years old is at Clifty. Um, yeah, 6 years old, yeah. Okay, so at Clifty is that I had so much fun at Clifty. I was really having a blast. I actually liked that school. Um, I was acting crazy, goofing off around. Somebody really liked me. Uh, People are shouting like, "Quinn, you're so crazy." I was like, "I know. I used to be a crazy kid around Clifty. I used to be around goofing off. I used to be silly around people. I used to be so silly around teachers, and I used to be so silly. I used to hop around, and my teacher was like, "Quentin, you're so good. Quentin, go sit down. You're so goofy." I was like, "I know." Yeah, I was pretty crazy around Clifty. I didn't really have a problem at all, but some bads were happening too, which is I might tell you in another day. Okay, so in first grade, for sixth grade, I actually enjoyed Schmidt, but some of them were pretty bad. Like I got to be honest with you, I have a lot of bad memories. I have a lot of bad stories about what I could tell. It's actually it's actually it's not that bad, but it's actually kind of bad because they some people accuse me for some stupid roles that I did not know that were possible. Some people used to blame me that I actually pulled a fire alarm when I didn't. I wasn't even at I was at the hallway, but I don't think but I never pulled a fire alarm in my life. Um, I never pulled a fire alarm at any of my schools, which is Parkside through Clifty. But I gotta be honest with you, is that but at Schmidt, I pulled a fire alarm by mistake when I was in second grade. I used to pull a fire alarm at my second grade. Back in second grade, I didn't know, but I used to pull a fire alarm. Uh, I used to pull a fire alarm, and I did it by accident. I thought somebody was in trouble, but I realize now that I can only use it for emergency. When somebody got hurt, this is where I started to screw up. I actually pulled the fire alarm in. Some teachers don't know. Some teachers don't even know. Is it? Some teachers don't even know that's even me or not. They don't even know. They don't have time to look around and see which student did it. They don't have time for that. I mean, like they didn't have any time to you know, like pardon me. They didn't have any time to like uh like they didn't have any time to uh see which person did it. It doesn't work that way. They didn't. The Mrs. Davis, the counselor, she did not know who pulled the fire alarm, but I was worried. I was like so worried that I thought people were gonna go after me. I was like, or I thought people were gonna go after some people that didn't pull the fire alarm. I've been accused for my whole life. I do not know why, but that like nobody knows that I done it. They didn't even know. I mean, my teacher did not even see me do it. I'm like, what the hell? Teachers should always see people. Um, Teachers should always see kids if they're gonna do something misbehave. Cause cause my second grade teacher was like shocked to see me. Uh, my second grade teacher was like so shocked about what I've done, and I told all my teachers that not I told some of my teachers that they were pretty shocked at me. Like, come on, like people were accusing me that I actually people were accusing the person that I got hurt that actually pulled the fire alarm, but when it's actually me that did it. So, if you guys have any questions for that, just let me know. Um, like a like a so like so after that, we just went to class normally. And okay, let's go back to 2018. Okay. Um, okay, so back in 2018 is I'll be posting more stories on you guys can hear some of my stories. I'll be editing this video out. I'll make it to a new video and I'll be editing that kind of thing. So yeah, this video is gonna be different. It's gonna be edited. So yeah. Sorry. Pardon me. Pardon me. Allergies, man. Okay, so back in anyways, some two girls uh came to speech, and there's another student that used to be my friend since daycare, which is Gabe. You know Gabe with the glasses. I would show you him right now, but I okay. So I'm gonna show you like what he looks like. Some of you guys already know him. Okay, so I'm gonna look for Gabe. This can be found in actually. I am looking at Columbus East Buddies, and which has all the special needs kids, and like a still looking for it, but but it's in here somewhere. So yeah, East is pretty. Yeah, East is actually pretty. East is actually pretty peaceful. You know, I like it, and some of my friends go there, but Still looking for it, guys. I promise. I gotta see if I can find him. But some of them were at Columbus East Buddies. So I don't know when's the last time I looked him up. I do not know when's the last time I looked him up. It's not even yearbook. I know, guys. I have it somewhere. I promise. When's the last time I saw it? I I was looking at Instagram yesterday, and I was looking at some Columbus East students, and I was looking at Columbus East. Is that I was looking, um, just looking around in general, but I seen. Oh, there it is. Columbus East Best Buddies. Oh, okay, I wasn't sure about that. So okay, so here's Gabe, and there's that guy with a Mountain Dew shirt, and there's that some guy I do not know, which is the Mountain Dew shirt. Okay, you can see what it looks like. There's that guy with the Mountain Dew shirt. I don't know his name, but there's Gabe. Yeah, there's Gabe that I went to. He went to daycare with me. He looks so different now. Like he has glasses. Like he has glasses and he has the Pokemon. Here's Gabe with the Pokemon shirt. He here's Gabe with the Pokemon sweater. And here's the Pokemon sweater jacket. And here's Gabe with the green shirt also. So yeah, I think they're like I don't know what they're doing, but I think they were like doing some group types or something like that. And their Gabe used to look different when he didn't wear glasses. Um, pretty sure that Gabe would remember he has that Gabe has the Pokemon jacket, and hopefully he might see me again. He might think that I'm like the same dude ever he saw me. So yeah. Yeah, you guys see Gabe now. So I wanted to show you Connor too because Connor I have not seen him for a while. Here's Connor with the black uniform. Here's him right here. I have not. He went to Central with me. He had the same PE class with me, so that's pretty good. So yeah, if you guys know him, that's pretty good. Cause you guys should know everyone else. I'm pretty sure that he would love to see me again. So I do want to go to East Sunday, but I'm stuck here at North, so that stinks. But that's okay, because some of my fans are there. Like, a lot of girls are there, so, like, which isn't one of my grades. So yeah. Okay, so anyways, we were talking about, what school we were going to, and, they were three boys, and there's two girls. The two girls are going to East, and two boys are going to East, and I'm the only person that goes to North because I live around 46 and I go to North, and that's really different for me. If I went to East, then that would be really different for me. Then I would definitely see But I would definitely not have a good year at East because I get really nervous when I go to a new school, like in East, for example. Because yeah, East is like a big school. It looks like a middle school, but it's actually East. It looks like North Side, but it looks like an East. It just looks like a big high school, better than North, because North is like a kind of like a squarish building, but East is like a different shape. Uh, don't even know what it's called. So yeah, um, yeah, okay, so yeah, I'm glad that one of my friends are going. I'm glad that one of my friends are going to North. All my friends are going to North, but except all my fans are going to North with me, but some of them are going to East, which is fine. I might see them someday, but uh, uh, I do miss my boy. I do miss my boy, Skylar Brock. He used to go to Central with me, but he's at like East. So Skylar, if you're watching this, I miss you, bro. I can't wait to see you again. I went. I think I don't know when's the last time we noticed. I think I like Skylar was around like back in Central. He was. I met him back. I met him. I actually met him again since 2017. No, not so. I actually met him since like 2016 of August, and he was pretty crazy. Like I was in Clifty, and some teachers are like, "Skylar, can you come here for a second?" And he was like, "Okay." I have a feeling that Skylar might get in trouble because he's pretty crazy, like I am, for example. I don't know why, but I met him. I actually met him at like Clifty. I went to I don't know what school he went to for preschool or first grade for sixth grade. I think I seen him at Clifty too, cause I seen him familiar too. So okay, so let's go on with the 2018, the early of 2018. Okay, so this time again, I filmed my school again. I filmed my middle school again, which is one of my channel. If you guys want to watch it, you can, which is called my middle school tour. I misplaced it by Miss Middle School Tower, but it's actually the middle school tour. I was actually gonna save that tour, but um, I was gonna say I was pretty pleased to me about the tower of the Central Middle School. You know how tall it is. You know how tall it is with how many lives are in that school. How many students are in that school? I was like, yeah, I'm actually a pretty math competition, and I actually can like tell about I can actually tell about what can actually happen if some students were out and some students if some students were like dropping out. I would definitely be I would definitely be encouraged. Um, I actually feel for people that are dropping out. I feel bad for them. Um, some people want to drop out because they want to be homeschooled or they want to uh, they think homeschooling they have things to do or they have homeschooling to do. So that's why. Okay, so in that part, I'm gonna watch the video of that part. So I'm gonna watch the video, and I'm gonna go to um, there's that video that I'm watching recently. It says psycho Karen gets arrested for harassing police. That's not what we're talking about. We're actually talking about the. I'll watch that later. I'm gonna look at uh, middle, and I'm gonna look at. Wait, because it says showing you guys my middle class tour, which is which is a which is a has like 35 views. I need more views, guys. I'm dropping a little views here. So, and one of them has like 88 views, and that's pretty. It's not even that much. Like 88 views, it's not even that much, honestly. Even though that I'm like a short YouTuber, I don't mind being a short YouTuber because my old channel used to have like 1K subscribers, but it got taken down actually. So it has all my I actually have my old videos in my old Google Drive, but I don't know the password of my old account. So yeah. Okay, so let's watch that video right now, and I'll say that part for the part two.